Assalamualaikum students, grade 7 Introduction to Computers. Your teacher Iftikhar Ahmed, the Spark School and College. Today we will talk regarding the introduction to the computers in a very basic for the beginners. So what the chapter says, what is a computer? Firstly, we need to know a computer is a machine made of devices that enable you to enter data in the input form, and finally what it does, it processes. What does it process? Any data that we give to the computer, it processes. Finally, it gives to the CPU, and the CPU store the data, whatever which has been given through us. It stores in a memory, and finally it gives us in the shape of an output which we see on the screen or LCD we are using. So what actually a computer does, you can see the mouse, it input whatever the data we had, like a mango pulp, sugar, milk, whatever the data we had, we did the input. Finally what did the computer do? It just processed the data. Finally it gave in the shape of an output as a result. Further, we can see hardware, which refers to the parts of a computer that you can touch or feel. The CPU, monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer, scanner, and microphone are examples of a computer hardware that we can touch. We can just check the work from these all the parts, like a mouse or a keyboard, and we just write the data through the keyboard, whatever. Then it gives us in the shape of a printer. We do have other parts like a computer, the Windows, the Office, and the Photoshop. These all are the softwares which they actually help us to write on the computer, to do the work, to make the computer very easy or usable. Input devices, we do have a keyboard and the mouse. From the keyboard we just type, from the mouse we just use the cursor to move one to anything to another place. Processing of data, for example performing calculation or comparing data, is called processing. As we just talked, what it did, it gave the input through the keyboard. Finally what did the CPU do? It just processed finally output and stores. For example, we do have numbers like 85 plus 70. If we calculate through the mind, it takes a time, but the computer does not take a time. What it does, simply we need to use the keyboard. We need to write the 85 number, then make it the plus sign, and we need to write whatever we are just adding, like a 70. Hit enter, your answer will be from you in a very quick speed from 55, for example. Further, we are just watching, suppose we do have the storing data, where the computer stores data, like we just talked, like the through the input we just enter the data, and finally what the computer did, it stores our data into the storing devices, like we do have the hard disk, CD-ROM, or a pen drive, which is also called the USB drive. Finally output, that means the computer which gives his thing to the human. Like the monitor, we see whatever we have done. The printer, we can see whatever we have just typed, we can just check from the computer in the form of a printer. And finally if we are just watching a movie or song, whatever, so we have the speakers. The more about we will talk in a very next video, inshallah. Hope you enjoyed, hope you understood. Thank you.